Hello and welcome to Covfeed. I'm Will.
And I'm Jerson.
And here's today's top stories.
First today, campaigners in Coventry who've been trying to stop trees being chopped down to make way for psychopaths say they are angry their concerns have been ignored.
Coventry City Council say they'll plant new trees to replace those that are being removed. Lorena Bomb reports.
The sound they have been dreading. People on the road have been campaigning for many months to save these trees. The Coventry City Council are currently cutting them down to make way for a cycle lane. Dawn McCann and Karen Gibson have been living on Clifford Bridge Road for 32 years. They told us why the residents have these safety concerns about the two-way cycle lane proposal.
Our main concern is residents getting off their drives with no visibility to see a cyclist, and cyclists don't seem to understand they're the ones at danger, and this is why we keep on and on and on. Council totally ignore us.
And the junctions.
Yeah, the junctions. No visual displays. They're setting the junctions back. Your bus stop.
Yeah, there's lots of residence trees, walls that all block our view on exit. At the minute, if a cyclist comes down the path, they're going to have the ability to see us and stop quite quickly. The same with a pedestrian. But when they come whizzing down a cycleway, we're just not going to see them.
Yeah.
We'll keep fighting.
Because once they've built this cycleway, and we feel if you've got children going down this road, you probably do stand the chance of seeing an adult because they're quite tall. But a child on a bike behind these hedges, and if nobody'd want to kill a child or hurt anybody, would they? That's what's scary, isn't it?
I'm petrified when that cycleway's in of leaving my property in a car to get out safely, because I know if anything happens I will get the blame.
The City Council said they intend to plant 32 new trees that suits better the environment to replace the 26 old ones.
Coventry City Council has put forward proposals to tackle antisocial behaviour in the city centre following a survey of residents.
Just over half of those who took part in the survey said that they did not regularly go to the city centre, even during the day, increasing to 83% at night. The council had been working in partnership with local businesses to make the city centre feel more welcoming. People in Coventry told us how safe they feel in the city.
It is kind of true, because the city centre at night is kind of dangerous since there's a lot of people going about with doing crimes and stuff. It's the same thing in the morning as well.
In the day it's perfectly fine where I live. In the night less so. It's quite scary walking around in most streets and alleyways, unfortunately.
I think as a woman alone at night I'd probably feel a lot more uncertain and unsafe in those kinds of environments though.
A Coventry man accused of a double stabbing has appeared in Coventry Magistrates Court today. James Ritchie was charged with double murder after two men were found with fatal stab injuries.
50-year-old Anthony Wilson was found dead at the property, and his family said they were grateful to the people who have supported them since the tragedy happened.
Today marks Child Exploitation Awareness Day, and Warwickshire Police are working with the Warwickshire Council and other local charities such as Barnardo's to help communities recognise the signs of child exploitation. The police are encouraging people to be aware for signs such as children receiving expensive gifts and money, hanging out with older people, using drugs and drinking alcohol.
HS2 has announced a 3-week road closure of the A46 in Warwickshire.
The Kenilworth bypass will be shut from April 11th until the 1st of May 2025, and further speed restrictions until the 31st of July due to lane closures. HS2 said the closures were necessary because it will be unsafe for the workforce to be on the carriageway during live traffic, whilst 14,500-tonne box moves into place, allowing the railway to be underneath.
Newly refurbished Warwick Pub has reopened its doors to eager customers just in time for summer. The Saxon Mills boasts its beautiful setting and riverside views with some fresh paintwork and well-needed refurbish. With a 10-week closure, the historical site underwent a makeover, including the addition of nature-inspired wallpaper, plush velvet seating, and more luxurious country-inspired decor. The grand opening on Friday, the 14th of March, was described by bosses as a roaring success.
Another pub will be closing its doors to business in Coventry. The Spongate in Skydome will shut in May. It comes after a string of pub closures in the city, as George Cooper reports.
Coventry City Centre has been dealt with a double blow, as two well-known pubs have recently closed their doors, and questions are being raised by locals if this will change the city's pub culture. Closure marks one of 3 Wetherspoon pubs in the city centre to shut down, sparking concerns about the future of Coventry's pub scene and pub culture. With the cost of living crisis and changing in social habits, many are questioning whether traditional pubs can survive the modern climate. I took to the streets of Coventry to find out how the general public feels about the pub closures.
Well, to be honest, it's the only thing in the UK that people really do. If it's a nice day, people will go to the pub. Where else can they go? There's not many things to do.
Personally, for me, I don't drink. I don't think pubs are important to me, but I see the importance of pubs in communities. If you go back to community is important, the pub is not important, the bar is not important, the park is not important, the people, wherever the people gather, that's where we can make changes, share stories, and build together. That's what is important to me.
To meet the people around you, and there's drinks, so everyone's like a little loose, like they're not
a little confident.
Yeah, no one's guarded. You know, everyone's just kind of open with each other.
Yeah, everyone's there, everyone's talking. It's a nice sort of atmosphere.
It's
a way to de-stress from work.
Coventry has long been known for its vibrant pub culture and sense of community, but as the landscape of hospitality continues to change, question remains over how many more closures could be on the horizon and what this means for the city's identity. I've been George Cooper, reporting for Covfeed. Thank you.
In other news, today is National Recycling Day, and our reporter Harrison Pierce looks at the benefits and common misconceptions of recycling.
National Recycling Day started back in 1997, started by the National Recycling Coalition. It's a day to recognise recycling as a necessary action to secure the future of environments, pushing individuals, communities and businesses worldwide to think resourcefully about waste. National Recycling Day takes a pledge to recycle those used products and waste that would otherwise be piling up. This initiative aims to celebrate the achievements in recycling and to push for more initiative and effective recycling practices globally. Many communities around the country promote this holiday by advocating environmental citizenship and taking action to convince people to make recycling a part of their daily lives. A spokesperson from Sherborne has said, "I would say there are 2 big misconceptions. The first being everything goes to the same place. This isn't true. Councillors across the West Midlands have invested in Sherborne, which sorts and separates recycling materials up to 99% in accuracy, to ensure items are separated efficiently and then sent to be reused into new products. The second misconception is recycling is just burnt or lost or sent abroad. Not with Sherborne, it isn't. We keep everything in the UK to be reused, contributing to the circular economy and sustainability goals nationally. We encourage everybody to do their bit. If everyone made a conscious decision to recycle, the capture of materials to be reused would increase, lowering the need for raw materials to be sourced from unenvironmental places or practices." The day is also used to educate people about the importance of recycling for our economy and environmental health, hoping that eventually people will become everyday recyclers. By recycling materials, we reduce the need to extract new resources like timber, water and minerals, which can help protect ecosystems and conserve finite resources. The benefit of recycling is that it requires less energy than producing new products from raw materials, leading to reduced greenhouse gas emissions and a smaller carbon footprint. National Recycling Day can be a catalyst for community initiatives and educational programmes that promote recycling and waste reduction.
Some sports news and a parade date has been set after Newcastle United painted Wembley in black and white on Sunday with an outstanding performance against Premier League leaders Liverpool. With the Magpies parade set for the 29th of March, the celebrations from Sunday are bound to be roaring all through the week.
Newcastle defender Dan Burns cemented himself as a hero to the Toon Army by opening the scoring against Liverpool in the 45th minute, just days after he earned himself an England call-up. The Swedish striker Isak scored the second, securing the 2-1 victory over the Reds. This is the first domestic trophy that Newcastle United have won since 1955, ending a 70-year trophy drought. Another team who will have trophy-winning ambitions is Coventry City. Frank Lampard's squad got back to winning ways after beating Sunderland 3-0 at the CBS Arena after a 2-0 loss to Derby County.
The star of the night was striker Haji Wright, who scored a hat-trick against the Black Cats. This victory has pushed the Sky Blues up to the 5th place in the championship, who are on 59 points. But with West Brom and Bristol City only 2 points behind, the job is far from done. With 7 games left at stake, Frank Lampard's side will be setting its sights on reaching the playoffs and reaching the Premier League football again after 25 years.
Hometown hero Oscar Piastri faced heartbreak at the Australian Grand Prix after spinning off the track during the race. A rookie mistake was combined with wet weather, saw the Australian driver drop to 9th at the finish line from a podium position. Speaking today on McLaren's website, the Australian said, "Obviously I'm disappointed at the result, but I think there are a lot of positives to take from the race. With the Chinese Grand Prix happening this weekend, the Aussie driver will be looking to come to a potential race-winning position." One team that will also be looking for a comeback will be Ferrari, who will be disappointed with the outcome of the race. Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton will be looking to improve their result after a poor strategy call caused both drivers to finish 8th and 10th.
Now, let's move on to the weather report for this week. As we start shifting into spring, expect warmer temperatures on Wednesday and Thursday as we reach a sunny 17 degrees Celsius. But don't let that fool you, as the weekend can be misleading and require rain boots and umbrellas as we expect 2 days of rainfall on Saturday and Sunday. That is your weather recap for this week. Make sure to stay safe and dry as spring is right around the corner.
That's all from us today. For more content, follow us on the social media channels as Covfeed. This has been Will
and Jerson.
Thank you for watching.